And every single day,
the more enemies we kill.
We're spending trillions and trillions of dollars.
You know, people say, all right, this is your fault.
It's not your fault.
All I know is you're not selling anything.
The Fed's not done, and I'm going to tell you why.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Sean's show. Thank you for listening. As you can see, I'm not in the studio today. I'm on the road. A lot. It's been a lot of fun. Again, I don't do road stories, but it's been a great time. We went to Alabama. Surprisingly, not as racist as I thought. I did a joke. One quick road story. I did do a joke on the road where I was like, we went to Birmingham, and Birmingham is the Magic City. They call it the Magic City, and so I did this joke up top where I was like, they call it the Magic City because it has 3 things that are required to make iron, and I just learned about this. And the 3 things are limestone, coal, and racism. And they liked that joke a little bit. It was a little too maybe hits close to home, but no, we're actually in. It's a great week for me, guys. I have incredible stories to tell you. I wish Josh could be here to dive in with me, but he's in Austin, which is the new Holy Land for pretty much everything. But the tech world's on fire, bro. The tech world is crazy right now. Let's just get right into it, though. The first story I want to cover, this is honestly hilarious because I am in a WeWork right now filming this episode, and it is going bankrupt, which is pretty fucking crazy when you think about it. I mean, you couldn't tell just by walking around. Like, it's people seem to be in good spirits mostly, but it's pretty. We'll see what happens. I mean, let's dive into the news story. I mean, guys, I gotta say, I walked into this WeWork, and in one of the conference rooms, I saw a mass suicide of software engineers. They had all committed seppuku. There was blood everywhere. It was horrifying. And it was hard for me to process all the joy I felt when I saw that. No, I'm kidding. But it's fun. It's fun to see douchebags fail. It's very fun to see assholes fail that talk a lot of game, talk a lot of hype, and when they fail, that feels fucking great. And that's our first story, guys. WeWork seeks bankruptcy. I cannot believe I'm telling you this. I have been waiting for this moment literally for years. I was trashing WeWork when it was worth $50 billion. And look, I understand that like I have a subscription to WeWork, and I do personally. That does make me feel very sad personally. But guys, any business that caters to a guy like me, rich dad, is not a sustainable business model, okay? I've been to WeWorks where the entire floor was just empty. Literally. Like I'd have a whole beautiful floor of downtown office space to myself. I mean, it's just unsustainable and amazing. It's amazing to watch happen because if you think about the history of WeWork was a company that was funded by a lot of big venture capital firms. SoftBank is one of them. Sequoia Capital, I believe, financed them, but I'm not sure. And let's just follow the money. Who funds SoftBank? Saudi Arabia. Oil money. I mean, literally what you're looking at, everything I'm in right now, all the cool artwork and whiteboards is literally just Saudi Aramco oil money. And, this chair is paid for by the blood of Palestinians. And that's not a joke. It's the truth. But WeWork is going to seek bankruptcy protection in a stunning fall for a firm once valued at close to $50 billion, guys. $50 billion. So they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. And, just a little finance background, guys. Chapter 7 is when you're really fucked. Chapter 7 is liquidation. You're selling the business, and then you're going to jump off the building after you sell everything. That's really bad. Chapter 11 is more like a restructuring. So it may not fail. Obviously, I'm still filming in here. But the Associated Press reported in a late Monday announcement, WeWork said it entered a restructuring support agreement. By the way, if you don't know what WeWork is it's a place where software engineers go to be away from their wives and their children. It's a peaceful place where software engineers can rail Adderall in private without their bitch wives nagging at them all the time. It's a place where consultants can go and say the words like strategic operations, Fortune 500, the Dow. Pretty much WeWork is just a place where guys go to say the Dow is up. You know, for my longtime listeners, you know I usually have a stock thing in my studio with Palantir, and I don't have that with me right now. But it's up. If you listen to me, maybe you're making some money. No, but I hope you're having a good day. I am, because WeWork's fucked. WeWork said it entered into a restructuring support agreement with the majority of its stakeholders to slash the company's debt while further evaluating WeWork's commercial office lease portfolio. The agreement is expected to erase about $3 billion of WeWork's debt, David Tolley told the Associated Press. So they're going to restructure, and they're just going to erase. Because that's the thing. In America, if you run a shitty company that doesn't make any money and you want to erase debt, go ahead, erase $3 billion of debt. But if you're a student and you want to erase $20,000 of debt, well, you know, you're a welfare queen. I'm sorry. That's what this country is. You know, if you're rich, it's socialism for the rich. I would know, guys. I have over 500 shares of Palantir. Okay, so just know that you're in good hands when you listen to Sean's show. WeWork is also requesting the ability to reject leases for some of its locations, which the company says are largely non-operational as part of the filing. I mean, that's about as accurate as you can get, because no one in a WeWork has ever done any actual work except for me. That's the genuine truth. It's the genuine fucking truth, guys. I'm in here, and podcasting isn't even real work. It's just me talking into a fucking microphone. But people seem to be in good spirits here. I'm walking around the office. I'm kind of an insider guy. I'm kind of a spy for you guys. I'm a rich spy. I go into places that you guys could only dream of being in, because you work at Denny's and you'll never see how the other half lives. And I go in here and I report. And even though WeWork's going bankrupt, people here are not panicking overall. Again, except for the software engineers that committed suicide that I saw. Rest in peace. I think that was the software engineering team for Southwest Airlines, which I'm kind of glad they're dead. It's hard to do this without Josh laughing at my shit, even though he doesn't really laugh at me that often, because it's hard to make him laugh. But we're out here making it happen, guys. I want to get you an episode. Let's keep going through this. WeWork is paying the price for aggressive expansion in its early years. The company went public in October 2021 after its first attempt to do so 2 years earlier collapsed spectacularly. And if you'll remember, Adam Neumann, who was the original founder of WeWork, was like a classic Silicon Valley fucking douchebag with long hair. You know, he would go on yoga retreats and fuck kids. I mean, that's probably what, you know, his vibe. That's his vibe. It's his vibe. I'm not saying that's what he did. But Adam Neumann sold all of his stock, got the fuck out of there, and apparently he has a new business. They're still giving this fucking guy money. I mean, it's unbelievable. SoftBank stepped in. So SoftBank, here's the backstory. SoftBank acquired a majority ownership of WeWork after the company started to go belly up. And the shareholders are going to be basically wiped out. And it's a fucking shit show. You know, I mean, it really is a shit show. And no one really knows where the company's going to be going. But here's another quote here. Overall demand for co-working space we expect will remain healthy, and in some cases will grow, but there is variation within co-working. See, I mean, co-working as an idea is just fucking crazy. Co-working. It's just a buzzword. It's a buzzword, it means nothing. You know, it's a fucking lie. But in the bankruptcy filing, WeWork listed about $18 million in debt and $15 million of assets. I mean, that's an absolute fucking joke, dude. This company, I mean, to put it in perspective, guys, this company was worth $50 billion privately, and now it's worth less than 1% of that in reality. And I mean, they say that there's no changes to the way that the WeWork's going to be operated, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I hope for my sake, it's very convenient for me as an entertainer and a comedian to go to WeWorks all around the country. But like, it's just not like people, other than like traveling salesmen and shit. It's a fucked up business model, and I'm really, really happy that it's failing. This is really, it's truly, as much as I like to record on the road, and it is convenient to be able to record on the road from a WeWork. It is beautiful to watch this business. It's beautiful to watch this business fail spectacularly. It truly, truly is, because it should have never existed. Have you guys seen the movie Jumper? Big fan of the movie Jumper. The antagonist in that movie, I forgot the actor, a great actor though, and he like follows this guy that can teleport. Like this guy jumps, he teleports through space, and then there's like a guy that like tries to kill him, and he's like, only God should be able to jump, and he like tries to kill him. That's how I feel about WeWork, you know. Except I'm the villain. Like I'm like, only God should be able to work out of any office in the country. And he kills him. But anyway, that's just great. Just really only good news this week, guys. Only good news, and I mean that completely. You look at the news and you see any headline, I am happy that headline. No, I'm kidding. Israel is genociding Palestine, but I don't want to talk about it, guys. We're going to keep it lighthearted. There is an overload. It's very easy to, like, a lot of my friends and stuff, it's me included. It's very easy to overload yourself on the war and just track the war all the time and have it constantly be on your mind. And you know, as someone who is 7/8 Jewish settler, I can't do it. It's bad for my mental health. You know, when are people going to stop thinking about the people of Gaza and start thinking about like my mental health and where I'm at personally? You know what I mean? And for everyone listening, it's like, you know, when are you guys going to start thinking about me and what I'm going through as a rising comedian, you know, and entertainer and content creator? I'm sorry, I might cry. No. Okay. Well, let's keep going. Again, only great news this week. Sam Bankman-Fried. Guys, this is fucking, I mean, God is good. WeWork's going bankrupt. Sam Bankman-Fried is guilty. Maybe there is justice in the world, you know? Maybe we'll even find, maybe we'll find out that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. I mean, it's a pretty incredible week for people that hate tech and hubris. It's a great week if you hate hubris and people with huge egos that think they can control the world and get away with it. So my favorite guy, Sam Bankman-Fried, was found guilty in his role in the collapse of FTX, which was his cryptocurrency exchange. And this is actually fucking crazy, guys. He may face life. I mean, I wish I could cut to his face. I mean, like, here, I'll just look at this guy's face. He does not look good. I mean, truly, like, it's an incredible fall from grace, guys. Like, so he's 30. Think about it. And Matt, it's really incredible that this happened in America. Let's really take a step back here. Sam Bankman-Fried, 31-year-old billionaire, now may face life in prison. Imagine going from billionaire to felony criminal, life in jail. I mean, it's really, really fucking crazy, dude. But let's keep dissecting this. Oh, it's a fucking pot. Let me find another news article that we can dive in here. And if you're not that familiar with Sam Bankman-Fried, he defrauded a bunch of people and basically had a separate. Sam Bankman-Fried had a FTX, which was his main cryptocurrency marketplace, And then he had a separate hedge fund called Alameda Research. And he basically stole a bunch of, and he used crypto terminology and jargon to make it sound like it was all legit. But the bottom line is he stole a bunch of money from his customers and then gambled it all away on a failed hedge fund, which sounds like something I would do. So I'm glad that I chose comedy because I would easily end up like our friend Bankman-Fried. But here's a crazy headline, dude. Here's a fucking crazy headline. Sam Bankman-Fried faces over 100 years in prison at sentencing. And, obviously different people are weighing in on how much time in prison he'll actually get. If you look at people, guys, this is amazing. People are comparing him to Bernie Madoff. They're comparing Sam Bankman-Fried to Bernie Madoff. I mean, it's pretty fucking awesome. Bernie Madoff, he was sentenced to 150 years. So, as far as like my take, it's really hard to say like how much jail time Sam Bankman-Fried will get, because on the one hand, he defrauded wealthy people. Like, you can rob from the poor all day, every day, and not go to jail. But he stole from the rich, and you really can't do that. You can't. If you come for the king, you better kill him. So on the one hand, that could really hurt his sentence. But on the flips, and also something going against him too, is he's pretty ugly. Like, he kind of looks like he's just an ugly guy. Like, he looks like a guy that would come up to you at the bar and buy a drink and maybe roofie you. I don't know. He kind of looks like that kind of guy. He looks like the frat bro. He looks like a frat bro, he looks like a frat bro that snorts ecstasy and rates women on a scale of 1 to 10 when you should be using a scale of 1 to 5. It's a lot better. But a jury found him guilty. A jury of 12 people. What's funny is they say you should be tried by a jury of your peers. That's often said. That's what the whole justice system is you're tried by a jury of your peers. But how do you prosecute someone who's a billionaire? A jury of his peers, that should be 12 other billionaires. You know what I mean? Sam Bankman-Fried is not peers with this jury. This jury is, you pluck 12 random people out of society. They're not fucking billionaires. If Sam Bankman-Fried was tried by a jury of his peers, he would be found innocent almost immediately, because there'd be a bunch of other fucking billionaires that steal from the poor. And, and I support all of that. I think he's innocent. What did he do? What did he do? Did I watch the trial? No. But it sounds like he was an innovator. And this is another example of, these liberal DAs that want to prosecute entrepreneurs for no reason. Why are these liberal why in America is an entrepreneur like Sam Bankman-Fried being prosecuted merely for trying to innovate in the financial markets? He's an innovator. He's a genius. And I know I said he's ugly, but I actually think he's kind of hot. Like, I'm kind of attracted to him. He's a good friend of mine, full disclosure. I've had conversations with Sam Bankman-Fried. I like him. He's given me good oral sex. I don't know. It's really tough to wrap my head around this guy getting prosecuted. More details. The no-nonsense 78-year-old judge is a veteran of the Southern District of New York and has presided over some of the biggest cases to roll through the courthouse. This is the judge. This is Sam Bankman-Fried's judge. Kaplan is straightforward and has no patience for pageantry in his courtroom. If a witness is deliberately avoiding a question or an attorney is being redundant and sloppy, Kaplan will admonish the offender. Okay, so he's a no-nonsense judge. Shout out to Brian Regan, if you know his very funny joke about that. Apparently, here's more details. Later on cross-examination, under cross-examination, Sam Bankman-Fried basically said, I don't recall hundreds of times. Multiple litigators have told CNBC, this article I'm reading, that Sam Bankman-Fried's combative attitude towards the U.S. attorney was not a good look for the jury or judge either. Decades behind bars. So here's this is really hard to even digest. Bankman-Fried was convicted of wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud against FTX customers and against Alameda Research lenders, which lent money to his hedge fund. He was also convicted of conspiracy to commit securities fraud and conspiracy to commit commodities fraud against FTX investors. And he was actually found to be a Hamas operative. He was found guilty of digging tunnels into Israel, which is crazy because I think he is Jewish, but I think they actually he took a plea deal on the tunnel digging part. The jury and what's crazy about this trial, guys. What's crazy about Sam Bankman-Fried's trial is it only took the jury a few hours to convict him of all of the crimes which carry basically a life sentence in prison. They decided a billionaire was guilty of and deserved life in prison in just a couple hours. And I've said this before online, but I'll say it here on this podcast. This is white people's O.J. Simpson. You know? I mean, no, I'm sorry. It's not, no, because he was found guilty. This is white people's Jussie Smollett. It's embarrassing, you know? Because Jussie Smollett was, if you remember that story, Jussie Smollett was a black guy, and he kind of set up these people to, he basically, Jussie Smollett staged a hate crime against himself to, basically, I guess, get a bunch of press and, make a bunch of money ultimately, right, and bolster his career. And he was found guilty of basically staging a hate crime. And this is, I'd like to draw an analogy. Sam Bankman-Fried being guilty, this is white people's Jussie Smollett, because it really shows that, for as much as white people love to defend capitalism and they love to defend the free market and stuff, Sam Bankman-Fried is a real blotch. It's a real stain on white American capitalism, which was it was already pretty stained. It was already basically fully stained. It was stained glass. It was church stained glass. I mean, it's sad. I really don't know. I don't know what's sadder, the genocide that's happening in Gaza or Sam Bankman-Fried being guilty. I really don't know what's more tragic. How, maybe if Sam Bankman-Fried had condemned what Israel's doing, maybe he would have been innocent. You know what I mean? I really don't know. Here's another quote from an expert. A former prosecutor said, "I wouldn't be surprised if Sam Bankman-Fried spends the next 20 to 25 years of his life in prison." Guys, if Sam Bankman-Fried spends 25 years in prison, I mean, when he gets out, he may never get out. He may die in prison. The world may end before he gets out of prison. I mean, it's crazy. The sheer scale of his fraud was immense. He was defiant and lied on the witness stand, and Judge Kaplan had very little patience for his antics while out on bond. The federal sentencing guidelines will likely be sky high, but they are just that, guidelines. And the judge is required to consider all of the circumstances surrounding SBF and his offense. So I don't know. People are really speculating on, what he'll be charged with, but a lot of people are also comparing Bankman-Fried's case to Elizabeth Holmes, Theranos, and she was innocent too, by the way. I mean, it's really hard to digest this, guys. If you are a crypto investor, you know that this looks really bad for the crypto community. And as an advocate for the crypto community, I just hope that we can move past this. As an advocate for the cryptocurrency community, I hope that we can move past this Sam Bankman-Fried debacle. It's an embarrassment. I hope that we can all collectively move past this together and continue to defraud people quietly, because that's ultimately what the crypto community has always been about. It's about defrauding. It's about defrauding other people, and it's about creating excitement and hype and going to strip clubs and putting cute little animals on a fake coin and making a bunch of money at the expense of idiotic poor people. Let's keep doing that. Hey, Sam, if I could just talk to Sam before, I wish I could go back in time and talk to Sam Bankman-Fried and give him a call and be like, bro, we can defraud people. You just got to dial it down from 11 to like 6. You can't steal from the fucking rich. You can't steal from the rich. All these other companies, Coinbase, steal from the poor. We can all do that together. Shut the fuck. I mean, Sam. You had it all. Sam, you had it all. You could have just stolen from the poor your whole life. Why did you have to go after your fellow wealthy people? Why did you have to go after George Soros' money? I'm surprised he wasn't assassinated. I really am surprised Sam Bankman-Fried was not murdered, because he deserved it. If I lend you $1 billion and you lose it, I'm going to kill you. That's just how the world works. But that's pretty much it for that story. I'm really hoping that they find that they reverse this trial. I'm really hoping that that he gets acquitted. I mean, he needs to go to. I mean, he needs to do what's it called? A fucking another trial. I don't know. You know what the fuck I mean. I'm not a fucking lawyer. But the point is, he's going to try to get this reversed, because this is a bad look for the cryptocurrency community, which I'm a proponent of. How long are we doing? Next thing in the news, I do have to do a little bit of an abbreviated episode today, guys, because I do want to get it out to you quickly. Again, by the way, if you're still listening, I truly love you. I mean, you're probably one of 8 people, so I fucking love you, genuinely. Join our Facebook group, Sean Show on Facebook. We have like 9 fucking people in the group. I'm actually shocked that there's 9 people, but we are anonymous. On my Facebook group, we are anonymous, we are legion, we are autistic, so please join us. Let me close it out with this fun. This is a great, again, the theme today is that the tech world is hurting, and I am twisting the fucking knife, and I'm drinking the blood, because it's awesome, dude. All this shit, it's amazing to see it all fall apart. If you remember, this is an incredible story. So the Bored Ape Yacht Club was remember the Apes, the Bored Ape Yacht Club? All these apes, people, I think Justin Bieber bought one. All these celebrities bought these apes, these NFTs, non-fungible tokens. And they are, there was a lot of hype around them. And then, a year later, they bought them for $500,000, $1 million each. And then the value was plummeted. I mean, it's literally, they're worth like $20,000. Everything's collapsing. All this fake hype, lie, bullshit is finally collapsing. And I'm again, I've always been against this shit the whole time. Even as people were defending NFTs, I was against this shit from the start. But it frustrates me that the NFT community is getting so much hate. It frustrates me that the NFT community gets so much hate, because, I was one of the first people to shit on the NFT community, and to think that you can just jump on my hate bandwagon and pretend like you hated them from the beginning is unfair. It's unfair. But there was a recent event for Bored Ape Yacht Club members, and something crazy happened at this event. So the headline, attendees at the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT event report severe eye burn and skin irritation. So this is unbelievable, guys. So people who showed up to Yuga Labs, which is the people that ultimately own. That's the other thing about NFTs. I think that a lot of people, if you're not really technologically savvy, let me just lay it out for you very simply. You don't need to know what a blockchain is. You don't need to know what any of this bullshit is. Let me lay it out for you very simply and articulate why NFTs are fucking retarded. It's because, again, the Yuga Labs. People know the Bored Ape Yacht Club. People know NFTs. They don't know Yuga Labs. Yuga Labs is the startup, the actual company that has incepted the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And the owners of that company, they ultimately have the say on how the Bored Ape Yacht Club operates and the future of that blockchain, whatever the fuck, NFT, entity. And so, people say, oh, well, when I buy a Bored Ape, I'm part of, I'm an owner. You're not a fucking owner. You're retarded. You're an owner of, you own being retarded. That's what happened. And that's only even further proved by this story. So Yuga Labs Ape Fest held in Hong Kong. By the way, everyone that's into crypto, they're all like libertarian expats. And don't get me wrong, I don't like my tax dollars funding Israel and paying for a fucking genocide, But I also don't think that buying a digital ape is the solution to any of that. Why are those the only two ways that you can liberate yourself? Those are the only, why is that the only way that people think that they can liberate themselves from the prison of sovereignty? How is it that the Bored Ape Yacht Club is proof that rich people are fucking stupid, is that they have all this wealth and they literally have the ability to transcend beyond being an American citizen. They can be a global citizen and exert their power on the world because they're so wealthy. But what do? They buy a digital ape with lasers shooting out of its eyes, and they go to a fucking conference where their eyes get burned? That's what happened. They went to this conference in Hong Kong, and they were on Saturday. There was basically a brightly lit club, and several of the people who attended wrote on social media that they experienced eye burn and other symptoms after the event. Here's a quote. Yuga Labs is aware that some of the attendees are reporting eye pain, vision issues, or mental retardation, skin irritation after attending Ape Fest. We're distressed by these reports, as nothing is more important to us than the health and safety of our community, many of whom we spent significant FaceTime with over the weekend. I mean, these people, if anyone needs to go to jail, it's the fucking Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's the Yuga Labs people. Again, no one, and that's why I want a podcast, guys. I want to do this show because no one really looks behind the curtain when people talk about stuff. Yuga Labs, I know these guys. These guys start companies and they have no fucking idea what they're doing, and they covet power, and it's really, really gross. Don't get me wrong, I covet power too. But for good. I want to be a voice. I want to be a voice, dude. I want to be a voice for the cryptocurrency community and protect us and allow us to continue defrauding people. That's what I want, and I think a lot of you guys can agree with me there. We got to have a good, stable mob. We can't have people getting frisky, getting too crazy. Let the cash flow in and relax. But basically, a bunch of people that own these Bored Apes NFTs went to a party in Hong Kong where at the club, the Bored Ape Yacht Club people that were putting on the event had germicide UV light that's meant to disinfect surfaces, and they used those as the lights for the club. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. Jesus Christ. And, I just think it's very poetic because you were already blind if you bought an NFT, and then to go to an event where you are actually physically blinded is amazing. In fact, a lot of people that went to that event, I'm surprised they were even pissed off. Because if you went to that event, you're already fucking blind. Who gives a shit about the UV light blinding you? You're already fucking blind. You bought an NFT. But that's it's so to summarize there, Silicon Valley is in shambles, and we really need to agree. This is the beginning of a reset. We need a recession. We need to drain. The real swamp is these CEOs and these arrogant guys that have so much hubris and they add no value to the world, and it's gross. You know, we need a reset, and I might be among that. We'll see. But yeah, that's kind of where are we at? 35. Well, guys, I think let me do one more story. I do have to jump out of here soon. And also I got some pretty fucking cool shit coming up, guys. So thank you for listening. We're starting a show is fucking tough. I know if you're feeling like, oh, the quality's gone down lately. I've been grinding. I've been grinding on my life, dude. I'm on my Drake shit. But we're gonna be back in the fucking studio soon. So thanks for sticking with me through this. Should we talk about Israel? What do you think? Should we talk about Israel and Palestine? Should we do it? Should we talk about Gaza? Should we talk about Gaza? I mean, let's close it out with Gaza. Let's close it out. I mean, it's truly crazy. I mean, it's there's not much to say other than you know, I fully support the IDF. I fully support Netanyahu, and I condemn Hamas. I condemn. You know what I condemn? I condemn condemning. Condemning is such a fucking. Condemning anything is such a fucking idiotic, like, thing to do. And also, like, when celebrities condemn Hamas, I'm like, that does not make a difference, you know? I think a lot of people, like, stop. I mean, people just have to, they have to stop looking to celebrities for their own values. You know, it's like, you know, celebrities that have any sort of platform where they have an audience, you know, looking like people, like, it seems like the media and the public wants everyone to take a side on it, and it's just not that simple. It's just really, and also, like, even if you do take a side, like, if you're a fucking big actor, like if you're Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't give a fuck how Leonardo DiCaprio feels about Israel Palestine. I don't give a fuck. But it's also, on the other hand, it's tough because, like, people with platforms, if they take a strong position, maybe somehow that ripple effect leads to actual political pressure on the governments on the politicians that are doing this shit. So maybe it doesn't matter, but at the same time, it matters a lot. I just really think that you know, everyone's striking, everyone's calling for a ceasefire, but ultimately, you know, they're protesting and stuff. I mean, it's a very calamitous time right now, and I think the best thing that you can do right now is to remember that you can always rewatch The Boys on Amazon. I've just got into The Boys. You can always just zone out. Sometimes it helps to just zone out and disconnect, and remember that, you know, hey, if you're listening to this, you're probably not in Gaza. And if you are listening to this in Gaza, let me know your location so I can report it to the... No, I'm joking. That's a joke. Let's call it what it is, guys. It's a fucking genocide. And I think that it's hard to really, like, look at... It's hard to look at history as it happens. But if the Holocaust, the Jewish Holocaust was not too long ago. You know, it was less than 100 years ago, and it's for another one to happen now, I mean, it's truly fucking disgusting that it's going down like this. But I just can't say that I'm surprised. I think I can't say I'm surprised. I wish we lived in a world where genocides didn't happen. But, you know, we need that natural gas. Apparently there's a bunch of natural gas fields in Gaza. And I think that's what I would say to everyone is like, what about the natural gas? You know, sure, you know, how do we extract the natural gas from Gaza in a safe way without, I mean, of course I'm joking here, guys. It's really hard to fucking process. And, you know, I guess I could give a quick update. I mean, a lot of them are obviously fleeing south. They're, you know, constant carpet bombing, airstrikes, just really, really, really awful shit. I mean, I can't even watch these videos, dude. You see these videos, these war videos, of like, it feels like Call of Duty. It really feels like Call of Duty. Who edits these videos? Who edits the IDF propaganda? Because they're doing a shit job on the propaganda. I mean, it's like these jump cuts into like exploding buildings and shit. It just looks so fake. It looks so cheap. You know, you're the fucking IDF. Hire a better editor. If you're gonna edit some propaganda, at least make it look good. Looks like shit. Looks very amateur. Looks like this podcast setup. Looks like some single cam bullshit. Are they even filming in 4K? Are the IDF soldiers even filming in 4K? You gotta be filming in 4K if you want to spread some propaganda. You know, and that'll be my message is, no, actually, I'm joking there, but that's what Mia Khalifa said, is she's like, I hope Hamas films in 4K so I can see, you know, the enemies get murdered. And it's like, bitch, go suck a fucking dick. You know, I put out a joke about Mia Khalifa, and this guy like criticized me. It was crazy. He goes like, I put this joke where I go like, you know, the worst thing you can do when war happens is, when a horrific event happens, is go on Twitter, because now I know how Mia Khalifa feels about Israel Palestine. Didn't need to know that, you know. That's the joke. And this guy like, he reposted my video and he's like, do you mean Mia Khalifa, the human rights activist? Now I know you don't read books. Hey, bro, everyone. I'm sorry. I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say that most people don't know Mia Khalifa for her human rights activism. They know her for being a fucking porn star. And I know that she didn't do it for that long, but like that's what the world knows her for. So let's stop kidding ourselves. And nothing's wrong with being a fucking porn star. It's great. She's very talented. But I'm just saying it's a crazy thing to go from doing porn to advocating for human rights. You know? And it's hard. It's a hard jump to make. You haven't earned my respect as a human rights activist, although you do have my respect as a porn star. And that's something to, you know, be proud of. Well, you know, I got to get this uploaded, guys. I know this is a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but got a good episode in for you. We're back in the studio next week, fucking finally. I've been doing so much traveling, but shit's moving, guys. I have a lot of shit coming up personally in comedy that I'm really excited for. It's thanks for joining me on the journey. I'm continuing to invest in this shit. Join the Patreon. I'm sorry I haven't put out a Patreon lately. I'm doing a lot of cool shit coming up though. I have a very special show on Saturday that I don't really want to announce because I'd like it to be a surprise, but it's pretty fucking lit. And then on Sunday, I'm headlining the San Antonio LOL. So if you're in San Antonio, I'd love to see you there. $10 tickets. Just fucking, if you listen to this, just DM me. I'll get you in for free. SeanReillyComedy on Instagram. And join the Facebook group. It's just facebook.com/groups/Sean's show. And it's in the description of this video. And thanks for listening, guys. It's hard to be funny when no one else is in the fucking room, but I did my best, and I think I'm getting better at broadcasting. So I love you. Enjoy your shift at FTX. Enjoy your shift as a guard for Sam Bankman-Fried. Please beat the shit out of him for me. And that's it. I love you. Bye.